I put up the stream and no joke, there's already somebody waiting around here for me to start. But hello everyone, welcome back again. Welcome back to another video where I'm just going to be going over some stuff. I am just going to be copying some stuff here. And then editing. I'm literally just posting up some stuff in the various Discords. So yeah, what's gonna be happening is after the last update, I did find that some of the lighting was a little bit off here. So I'm gonna go over that and try and edit it a little bit. So what I need to do here really is, hey Asteroid, what I need to do is potentially make the lighting a little bit brighter. Not too much though, because I actually like this this kind of setup. Hang on. So what we've got here is a giant cavern that's really dark. Now the funny thing is, when you look at it here, it looks kind of bright, and I'm like, oh okay. And then when I go into camera mode, it's not. And you can see the frame rate issues as well because the fog. The fog really messes everything up, and I think that's what be happening with the lights. Don't even know whether that was English there for a moment. It'd be messing up stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try and make this slightly brighter now. I don't want to make it too bright, but English. Oh, let's see. 1.4. Is that copied from the other one? Yes, it is. So, because what I don't want to do is make it super bright around the outside of the level. Because the idea is it's meant to be an area where the fog's coming through. I don't know whether some people could see this in the video, but we'll try cranking the light in just a little bit. It's like 1.6. That looks at least a little bit better. In the obvious like window here, it looks tons better, but here it's got that like crazy look to it. Hang on. Can we just... I don't know whether it still looks too dark like that, because I like... The idea being the light from the ceiling should really pierce through and not illuminate stuff too much. You know, because the idea being that it's supposed to reflect part of Asgore, which is depression. So it's like... Yeah, you have it be dark a little bit, not too dark. Let's try 2000 here. That doesn't seem too bad now. Sag says Asteroid. Yeah! And then we've got bits like round here where we've got the lift. Well, the lift is actually brighter when it's open. Where is it? Hang on. Yeah. That moment where I'm outside of the world geometry here. I put up the extra video of this actually being in VR. And for anyone that didn't pay attention, this actually made me sick in VR because I went to use it in Blender, and yeah, it basically knocked me sick because the low frame rate and stuff. So it was not good. It was definitely not good. Let's try 3000. Because this affects all the other areas you see when I do this, so it's not too good like that. But yeah, I had that like sickly feeling before the event, and then during the event I had basically like a tiny migraine, so that was fun. The lighting I actually copied from the other version of Toriel's place. We'll go in here, and I can actually show this off a little bit more now because of the update being over. Yeah, it's really cool. I need to edit the paintings and stuff because there are errors there which weren't there previously. Because the only picture frame that actually had anything in it was here, and I was going to move that because a lot of this is just copied from Toriel's place for obvious reasons. Apart from the vases or vases, however you want to pronounce them, being full of flowers instead. But you can already see I'm getting a little bit of low frame rate because of the fog going in here. The only thing that I actually edited in here properly, I think, was one, the door frame, or rather the door there, and then in here because we've got the 2 kids' beds, of which the roof is still the same as Toriel's because of it being mirrored, but also it has the concept art stuff in here that I don't know whether anybody understood that when I did the update, but it's basically the stuff hanging from the ceiling is what was in the concept art and then got used in Deltarune, I believe. That's Kara's bed. There's Asriel's bed. Ooh. Don't mind the flickering lights. That's literally just Blender at the moment being stupid. Yeah, I think I might have to make the yellow glow there a little bit better. Everything else doesn't actually look that bad now, outside of like a little bit more glow being here maybe, and then in front of the towers, which could use some. So if I go over here and do like another point light. Yeah, Asteroid, did you like the update? If you're still here. Let's put that there and we'll make it a fade or a fill light, which just adds a little bit more to the area than what I've got going on here at the moment. Oh, he's vanished. I think he's vanished? I don't know. Right, so we got that. We got the fill here. And the fill is just going to go out a little bit more, so we'll do it as like 20. And then we'll take off the volume for it so it doesn't go all crazy, but that should, yeah, it illuminates this area just that little bit more. Asteroid says, oh, there we go. I can't wait for it. By the way, I promised to get the letters here. That's fine, man, it's fine. Yeah, I was wondering how everybody liked the update, primarily just because, you know, I spent ages trying to get this all right. So it was like, I hope this is worth it. And then everybody in the audience was like, dude, I'm crying right now. I was like, oh my God, I did not expect that. So yeah, that was nuts. Funny thing is, a little bit of trivia here. I spent ages modeling these extra steps to go down to the ground here so we can get down to all the buildings and stuff. And there's like 200 steps there. So that was nuts. I do like, you can actually see these steps though in the update when we do a shot from, I think it's past one of these buildings at the back here. I think it's between these two. Yeah, roughly about here. You can see like when I do a panning shot here, there's the steps over there that were really cool. I needed a way for monsters to be able to come up and down from the civilization. It's also why we've included stuff like this, where it's just other stairs up in here. You know, but obviously you don't focus on any of that, especially when it goes off into the fog in the distance there. So by the time you're seeing it from like over here, you're not seeing too much of it. Thing is, if I make it too bright, then it's a pain in the butt to fix. So that's why it kind of has to be a little bit dark there, but at least this area seems to be a little bit brighter. Then we'll duplicate this and we'll put this on. Hey Green, how you doing? So you just coming and seeing what I'm up to. I'm just lighting New Home a little bit more. I don't know how many people have seen the update now, but because the update's out now, I can show it off a little bit more and edit some things that I think were a little bit off from when I put the video out. So at least it'll look better. I'm doing pretty well. Did you like the update, Green? Because I've yet to do an actual video turning around about and what my thoughts were about that, you know. Because I always do the kind of like after videos talking about how I felt and stuff, or how I felt it went. Let's see about this. Can we go all the way down there? I liked it a lot. Thank you very much. I like it when you know, I get it just right. You know, when people are like, oh my god, this is so cool. Especially because of this area taking so long to do. There we go, that'll help there, because it lights up the front of Asgore's house. I mentioned in the behind the scenes that the signs all say something that's accurate to in-game. And I think if I remember rightly, I've got a text document that says what this says, because it's in Hylian, but I swear this one, instead of saying home sweet home like in the ruins on tutorials, this one actually says family is everything, which hurts, you know, when you think about Asgore and what happened to him. So yeah, it's a bit sad that it makes it really sad. I'm thinking of having Kara translate those bits, or at least have the subtitles for it, you know. But stuff like that is really important to add. Let's see. We got the gates. Round here is where we have the lights for the Judgment Hall. But I noticed on the trailer, or the video version, they didn't come through as well as I thought they would. Hang on, let's go have a look. I'm never going into an area like this in VR again, at least not in Blender, because of how sick it made me feel. These gates on this side I might need to do a bit more lighting on, but let's see. Down here the lighting was messed up and I actually don't know how to fix it, so we can just leave it like that because it's not too bad, but I can try a little something with it. Over here is not too bad because of that overhang that we have from the rock face there. And then over here, obviously, we have these lights turned off for when we're outside, but when we're inside, that's where we get this effect. I think I need to make them brighter. I think I need to make all the Judgment Hall lights brighter, and then I need to actually put in extra ones, because in the other version, what happened was when I had the fake exterior on, I also had extra lights in the sides of the room to make it just a little bit brighter. And then when I came to rendering this version, because it had the background in, I took the background, the other fake background out, and instead it looks a little bit darker as a result. So I need to, I need to make up for that with lighting. And then of course we've got the banners, which not many people get to see too often, but these literally say like hopes and dreams, if I remember rightly. In Latin? I don't know why I put them in Latin, but I just thought it looked cool. The castle, I might light up a little bit better when I get to it. But then we got the new area, which people got to see just a little bit of, which is the entrance hall. And we're going to go in there in a moment. I just want to point out the heart-shaped door knockers here, which were really cool. And then into the entrance hall. So this is the place where I didn't know whether people would care about this or not, but I thought it was really cool to be able to just go in through the doors and have something there that we could walk into. So we've got all these Deltarune adorned flags everywhere, which I might actually give physics in the final, so they all blow in like the wind or something. That'd be pretty cool. Then we've got these doorways which actually go upstairs, which is really neat, and outside into the courtyard areas. And then of course around here we've got the sign that says throne room, but I might need to add a little bit more lighting in here, or at least brighten this, because the save star. Obviously we don't have the basement there. It's a little bit too dark, but we're not going in the basement. So hi Michael. And then of course we've got the throne room here. The throne room, I actually think, made a really good impression. It's got some nice lighting in it that comes through the ceiling. We've also got all these vines that are coming off the the sides of the walls and stuff. I wanted to make it look as overgrown as possible. So they just stuck vines absolutely everywhere. And then we got the light coming in from that side, which is why that area is a little bit brighter. Then we got the Delta rune on the back there. We got a load of Delta runes just adorning everything. And then we got all the flowers. And then we got the throne, of which it looks a lot better now than the previous version did. Obviously, it's got some like texture to it, make it look as though it can actually be sat on. And then the one neat little thing that I didn't show off too much in the video, but you can actually see it, is back next to Toriel's chair over here, there's actually a flag that's fallen off the wall. And I just decided to keep it there because it made it look like it was worn out. And then of course we've got the room just before the barrier, where the light comes down from outside. And then we've also got the actual barrier over there, of which I haven't done the barrier connecting. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the actual barrier be totally different, but at the moment that's just bloom. That's just a bloom door that has no actual thing beyond it. It's just to show it off. The idea being that we'll cut away before that. Oh, by the way, Michael, I had some problems with Unity last night. I was trying to get the other stuff into it, and it just was not having it. So I'm pulling a tantrum with Unity at the moment. I'm just like, man, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It's not as easy as it would be for like Unreal Engine. So I'm pulling a big strop and just like, yeah, it was like, I can't remember what was wrong with it. Oh, no, wait. I tried getting everything in. I had issues testing the level to begin with anyway, because it was just the ruins. The first part of the ruins where you got to see Toriel in the video. Because I thought, oh, it's just a small box map. It'll be cool just to test out and get an idea of the workflow for Unity. And I got everything set up. And then I saved the project. I saved everything in there, thinking, oh, it'll be fine. And then Unity kept saying, oh, you need a scene descriptor? And I'm like, I have a scene descriptor. And it's like, oh, but you still need a scene descriptor. And I'm like, so I go ahead and I try and fix it. It won't work. And I'm like, okay, what happens if I re-import the world stuff and then just open the file again? I did that and then opened it and it lost all my progress apparently. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not having that. The thing is, it took me hours to mess around with it as well. I was just like, I am not having any of this. So I just ended up just being like, no, I'm out, bye. So that was annoying. It's like, normally it doesn't take me too long to learn something, and when I get going with it, I'm really happy, but it was one of those things where I was just like, I'm going into it and everyone's like, Unity's easy, and I'm like, okay, I know Unreal Engine, which is easy, and on the other end, I know the Halo 1 editing engine, which is really hard to use because it uses command prompt for everything, and I'm there like, my skill level should be fine with Unity, should be pretty easy to get into. Next moment, no, it's not. So I was just like, oh no. So yeah, I was not too happy with that. My brain was like, dude, just call it, especially because I spent like a good couple of hours messing around with it and I didn't get anywhere, and I wanted to stream as well, but I ended up not being able to, and I was just like, ah. So yeah. Unity exists to be everyone's problem. I was like, should I just outsource this project and be like, oh, I'll just get people to help out with that? And I was like, no, maybe I should actually try and do this myself because it'd be handy to know these skills. And then by the end of it, I was like, it was so annoying. It was like, I regret everything. Okay, so I need that to be like an area light. And then the idea is I'm gonna hit it from high up just so it illuminates everything a little bit. We'll do a custom distance on it and we'll leave the shadows off and hopefully it won't mess up the shadows. Oh. But yeah, never use Blender in VR. Blender in VR is terrible and it's not safe. At that moment I'm trying to do a fill light here and it's just not having any of it. Does it need Oh, crap. Oh, come on, seriously? I might actually do this as a couple of point lights instead of it being so fussy. Let's see, if we put that about there. I don't know why it looks different in the camera than it does in the actual viewport. Again, I think it's the fog, but that's not too bad there for that. So if I do like custom distance, idea is to try and hit this with enough light that it worked, but not enough that it goes crazy. If I do like 100 there, and then I do 100. The idea being that it should be just a little bit of extra light that helps here, but it should be darker. Let's try and lower that a little bit. And then we'll lower it to about 60. I'm gonna have to go soon. I'm gonna work on my snow globe class. Hope it goes well, by the way. I saw that in the Undertale. It looks awesome. Okay, so that's too bright now. It's in the right location, but it's too bright. It needs to be about 40. Oh, crap. Thing is, people are there telling me it's too bright, it's too bright, it's too bright. And if I try and make it even bright, I mean, it's too dark, but if I make it bright, it just looks off. You know, so it's like getting the right balance between it. That looks kind of alright at the moment, because then if I open the elevator door there, if I can find the door. That isn't me having a go at people, by the way, that say, oh, it's too dark, it's too dark. It's more I'm just like trying to get that sweet middle ground. Because like if I open this now, that's gonna create another light source that then makes everything bright when you look at that from that shot. But it's meant to be, the light in there is meant to brighten everything up around here, so it's kind of negated by that now compared to... Hey, Blanktail! How you doing? See, because now with this, it looks slightly brighter, the idea being that I then have a light behind Frisk. I'm good, I'm good. We can then have a light behind Frisk here, so it makes the elevator look even better. Like, where's the... I'm trying to figure this out now, because I swear I had another light in the elevator there. Because I know I have one in the ceiling of it, pointing downwards. Or at least I did. Oh, it's a point light. Okay, so if I duplicate the point light, I put it here, what we end up with is this kind of thing going on. And I do like that. Which software is this? This is Blender. So if I do that and then do like an area from there, or a spotlight from there, what we get is this really cool effect where the light comes out and shines onto the floor and looks really intense. Give me a sec. Keep working. Oh, keep the work up. Gotta go. See you later. Thank you very much for dropping in, Blanktail Sands. By the way, hey Warrior Manny. I guess you're new to the channel. There we go. So we get that kind of lighting up that area now, so it's not too bad. Green says, I've been thinking of trying to get into modeling in Blender. Any tips? Do not start with characters first. That's the main tip. Everybody always messes up and does that. They're like, the first thing I'll do is I'll make my own character on my own OC, it never works out. Personally, just start easy, start just with like boxes and some other stuff and just get a grip with it at first. It's alright when you figure out how to do like the easy stuff, because you can then start slowly progressing. It's just a lot of people get turned off immediately by turning around and being like, I'm gonna make my OC, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then next moment they're just like, oh, it's way too hard, and then they just give up. You know, I originally started out by doing box levels of all things, which essentially are just levels made out of boxes. It sounds totally stupid, but like, I'm gonna get rid of. Actually, no. Can I keep that light there just for a moment, and then I'll go try and find what I was on about here as an example. Let's try that there. That doesn't look too bad when that opens. I'll just leave it like that for now. So yeah, what I would do when I started out is I'd do something like this, where I'd be like, okay, I need a level, and I'd want to make something that resembled something else. So I'd just make boxes, and I'd literally just like build up a level like this, where I'm just making multiple boxes and then just, you know, placing them down like this. And that was okay at the beginning. Then I ended up finding out how to put textures on stuff. This all took quite a long time. So it's like, oh, I'd be like, okay, now I can make a box, and now I can do something like this where I put a texture on it. This was a lot harder in the other 3D program that I was using. So it was cool just to be able to be like, check it out, now I've got a texture on it. You know, that was a really big deal ages ago. This is going back years ago. And then I'd be studying like different games. I'd be looking at how they do stuff. I'd be like, okay, I want to try and copy stuff. And a lot of my stuff ended up literally being, I'm just copying stuff from like other games and making them and using the textures as well to try and get as close as possible to what they've done. And I've kind of like slowly built up over time from that. So yeah, it's definitely good if you want to get into 3D and just take the basic approach like that, is just find something that you want to do that looks cool and just try copying it and try learning a lot about how 3D is done, and don't sort of go into it straight away going, okay, I'm going to do a character. You know, because I can't do characters. I really can't. I'm more of a levels and environment type of guy. But I've also done some like mechanical stuff in the past that looks really crazy and cool. It's just, sometimes 3D can be a really big problem, and sometimes it can just work for you. It's just a case of keeping at it, not giving up, and just trying not to throw yourself in at the deep end immediately and then be like, what happened, you know, when stuff goes wrong. Let's see, I said I was going to do more for the judgment hall here, because I remember I was going to put the camera down here, and I was going to edit the way that this worked. Thanks for the tips, I'll keep them in mind. It's like, it's definitely good to do, I call it revision, but essentially what it is it's you look at how other people are modeling, and then you try and do that yourself, as in like, some people will do it in a certain way. Like, for instance, I try and make it easy on myself by modeling everything individually as if it's made out of Lego, but other people will like trying to do it all as one model. It really depends. But like, I find that breaking it up and using the sort of like Lego way of doing things makes it a little bit more manageable, because then at least you can break things down. Like here, where I've done all these little details for the judgment hall and stuff, it's like all these extra struts and everything are all individual things that I've just broken up and then copied and then textured. Ooh. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this now. Where's the lights? Judgment hall interior, right? Okay, so if I see, where's this point light? Oh, okay, so the point light is oh, I see, I didn't put that many of them down for the update. So what we've got here is this kind of thing where I just need to take this, I think it's like 20 or 40. Custom radius 10 or 0. Actually, no. Let's try 50. Shadows. I put that on the other wall. Little bit too bright. I try like 60 here. Oh, not 600. Imagine if I'd have done 600. Let's. Oh, no. No. Way too much. So what we want to do is give this back wall a little bit of light, but not too much of it, right? So if I put it, say, like there, the idea is we try and make it look as though the light is bouncing off one wall and hitting the other. I can just put that about there. Then we can move that. Let's see how that looks. It doesn't look too bad. I don't want too many of these. Just enough that it makes the room look a little bit brighter than what it was in the preview. Because in the preview, admittedly, it was pretty dull. There we go. That's looking like it's matching the preview now. We bring the last one out here just a little bit. Actually, no, I can't do that because of the way that bounces. Let's try duplicate length again and just put that at the end here. There we go. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get going to my next class. See you later, Mooney. Have a good day. Thank you very much, Green. Nice seeing you again. So there we go. We've got a much more brighter look to the Judgment Hall now, which looks a lot better. And then we can do exterior lights. And we can have them as like 4,000. Or maybe even, let's try 8. 16. Hey, that looks a little bit better. Because we get the light ray effect here as well now. And then if we do that from the camera perspective, that looks cool. We've just not got to go crazy with this because of outside. Thing is, if I change that up a little bit in the settings, where is it? Volumetrics. If I change the volumetrics to like 4 or even 2, it's gonna go crazy with the light rays and stuff, but it does look a lot better. Put it as 8 for now. Yeah, and then that could be cool like that and have all these light rays and all these nice lighting effects. And then when we go outside, that's not going to show, but it's going to be blasting light, basically. And then we'll do the same with like the interior of the castle, I think, because I need to change that as well. It's like I was saying before, I don't want to make this too bright, because I do like giving it the sort of Indiana Jones style look, where it's almost like a forgotten city, you know? That's the kind of thing I'm going for with it. But the castle definitely needs more on the exterior and the interior there. And I think I might need one of those point lights for the saves there. I take that and bring that along here. I think there's one either in the Judgment Hall or just before it. No, there's one in the Judgment Hall, and then the others are inside the castle. Of which we can tweak that later. So there we go, that lights up that area a little bit. The idea being that I really want to have areas like this glowing. Hey, Alvin! I really want areas like this glowing because it really makes the entire sort of experience magical. So I think what we'll do is we'll focus on the outside of the castle now. Alvin, how did you like the update, by the way? Oh, it was like having a stretch here for a moment. I also need to do the exterior of the Judgment Hall here. Oh, where is it? Last time on Moody Data Z. 10 out of 10. Feels like Disneyland. Thank you very much. That's kind of what I was going for, you know, that whole Disney style feel with it. So I'm glad it seems like I've captured that. I feel like maybe areas near the light here need to be brighter, and then areas that aren't need to be darker. Thing is, I'm not so sure that the Judgment Hall needs anything else there at the moment, because like, when we go here, I know those lights on the outside really make up for it, but when they're not on, even though they're not on, that seems pretty bright anyway. The only places that don't seem bright are these towers, and that makes sense because the light isn't hitting them that way. No, so it's like, oh, okay, I'll continue down here. I may light this up though a bit better. Oh, come on in. So yeah, there's a lot of neat little details that I think everybody liked, which, you know, I'm happy about, so it's all good. Castle exterior. Oh, I think I know which ones they were. And then we've got, let's try. When you showed the map you made of the ruins, I showed it to my mom and she said, wow, it looks good. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be going back into the ruins in a bit and try to just tweak the lighting a little bit, so it's gonna be cool to go back and do that again. What I might do here is give the castle this massive dose of spotlight here. From about here. You know, if I kind of go for this, and then we go for like custom distance. No, 0.001 for that. Spot shape. Blend is fine. Cone. If we do distance, it's like 400, I think it is. Or maybe 800. And then we blast it with like 100, 200, 400, 1,000. I just need to see where this is going. There we go. So it is actually reaching. If I blast that with red for a moment, we can find out if it's reached or not. No, it hasn't. Let's do a blend there. Let's try 2,000. Nope. 4,000. Nope. 10,000. How is that? Oh, there we go. So 10,000 from there is reaching now. So it looks like from here. I don't want to bombard it with red all the time. The idea is I just want it to be a little bit brighter from the front. So I'm going to change that to a yellow in a little bit. Let's blast it with 20,000 red and see what happens. Okay, that's a little bit better. Lights at the front, just a little bit more. You can see a lot more of the details inside here, including the fake interior that I've got. But yeah, if I do that, and then have that as a yellow, say like that. That looks a little bit better. And then obviously, because it's blasting the front there, it doesn't light up the back too much. But as you can see, around here, obviously, it's going to be dark because of the way that the light's hitting. Thing is, lights bounce all over the place, so people are like, yeah, maybe it shouldn't be too dark. I'm like, yeah, maybe. So now we know that that's going to be how the castle looks, roughly. You can just double check this by taking the camera and just moving it here. So let's do new window so I can move the camera around. Ooh. And then we'll do this kind of thing where I can control it from above and then start. Oh, now let's take it outside. Oh, there you go. So this is what it will definitely look like on camera. That's not too bad. Honestly, that doesn't look bad anymore, especially because I've like changed the lighting ever so slightly, so it's a little bit brighter. Still unsure about the behind of the tower here. I might put like a little yellow one or something because of the door there, but definitely like the glow on everything. We go through the center here, all the way through Asgard's, and then into the castle. Where's the throne? Not the throne room, the entrance hall. There it is. Then for the entrance hall, we can light up certain areas. Alvin says, what, you'd rather have a bird? What would you rather have? A bird that grants you 3 wishes or a dog that can talk, but it's constantly talking about theory? And at the end of the sentence, he says, that's a theory, a game. Can I have a 3 wishes bird? And one of the wishes will be I want a dog, but it's not going to talk about game theory constantly. Funny thing is, that was literally edited deliberately because of the joke that we had with memes. It was like, we were just randomly talking about MatPat one time, and I remember at one of the other events, somebody had said like, dude, you're literally just MatPat. You know, MatPat ain't got anything on you. So I was like, okay, I'll have a laugh and I'll start, because I ask awkward questions to the community anyway to try and understand everything. I was like, I'll do a laugh and embrace the MatPat energy, you know. So then I got myself the avatar, and then we started really clowning on the idea of it. And then for that update, I was like, go on, I'm gonna go all in with the joke, and it was so funny. I really enjoyed that. I actually don't think it's that dark in here by the look of it. No, another one that was funny was the one from the one about the religion tale. You know, the AU that memes basically made, where I clowned on that. That was funny. How are you doing so far? I'm doing all right. I'm just, the idea is I wanted to get a little bit more of this done, and then I will be eventually starting work on Waterfall. I took like yesterday off. And now it's like, okay, I'll just do a little bit more here. Not so sure about putting that there because of it being a 5. Actually, if I change the distance on that. Oh, the custom distance is 40. Let's try 10 on that then, and then do. Trying to get this so it lights up everywhere a little bit more naturally, but because people have said like, oh, it's too dark, it's too dark, and I'm like, yeah, but it's depression, you know. This area features a lot of depressive stuff, so it kind of makes sense. I need to like not have the shadow on there, but the problem is I kind of need it on at the same time. I just need the area to be lit up a little bit better. That actually doesn't look too bad. That looks nice for the way that it's lit up in terms of it's subtle. And then when we come around the corner, that's when we get hit by the light from the save point here. That reminds me, I need to get the save point light and put it there. Idea being that I don't want this too bright, but I do want to improve it a little bit in areas where I'll admit, like, yeah, I could have done better, you know. Because for the update, it really did look dark, and I'm like, oh, I can get away with that, you know. But for the full version, or rather for just small tweaks now, where I'm like, I can just tweak stuff and then move on. You know, we're all good. So we got this going on here. See what this looks like now. Because the idea is I've combined it with that fill light. Is that's obviously going to be a lot more yellow now. That's way more yellow than it was previously, but we got this. It's the same with the other one in the back. We need that one to be a little bit nicer. And I need to blast the area with like 20,000 worth of... Actually, maybe not 20,000, but at least a decent amount of light. Oh, wrong way. That moment where you forget which way the throne room is. No wonder I couldn't find the save point. There we go. So we do that, and then for this, I'm gonna ramp this up to like 6,000 or something, see what happens. I guess we'll find out. Maybe 9,000? 9,000 looks nice. Just a little bit of extra light, and then if we look up, get a little bit of that. Or alternatively, we can just go 20 and get the light rays coming through the ceiling there and really, really bouncing around the room. But then if we do that, then we've got to change the lighting that I put here, which is like 200 to like 500 roughly, because that bounces or gives extra bounce, takes away some of the shadows. Same with, I think, this one. Try 160 for that. Because I use a couple of different lights to be able to make the stuff look good, so... I don't think that looks too bad now, and I'm definitely going to get the crazy light shaft thing from the roof again when I change that. So if we change it to like tile size... what was it? 2. We're going to get those cool light rays coming through there. question is, do I go all in on the light rays or not? Because like if I mess around with that anymore, it might go nuts. I do 40,000. Everything's got a hell of a lot brighter, but you can see the light rays more. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know whether to do that, primarily just because it doesn't fit with the rest of the scene, especially because the light doesn't really bounce over here too much, so maybe we're just sticking it like 20,000 and leaving it at that. Especially because I've yet to see how it'll affect the characters on scene. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. The idea being that New Home, I want it to reflect, again, this kind of like empty, desolate city that's full of depression and is also pretty kind of like dark and moody, pretty much like Asgore is, because it's supposed to be a giant reflection of how Asgore's feeling. So I don't know whether to have that as a spotlight or an area light, because if it was an area light, I can actually make that bigger and not look as goofy. Hang on. Because I think I'm just natural. Oh no, wait, I've gone for an area light. Okay, so what's going on there with that then? Was that just because of the angle there? Or oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, I think it might have been just a case of we'll get it as an angled one and just have it coming down to look cool, because that is all kinds of nuts there if I do that. Whereas if I've got a spot, at least it controls where that goes. And then what I can do is have like dust coming down from the ceiling or whatever. Or particles. That's gonna be fun. Oh, let's see what this TM is. Okay, so that's that done. Let's open the other version of Blender up here and get the ruins up. Who's going to voice the annoying dog? Oh, I'm not gonna have anybody do, you know, like the barks or anything. I'm literally just gonna probably have you know, the actual sounds from in-game for that. Just give me a sec, I'm gonna load up. There we go, so we'll load up the ruins now. We'll load up the ruins, because apparently the ruins are too dark too. Even though I knew this was going to happen. So the idea being that the version of the ruins I'm doing here is like a mix between different artworks and stuff from different people. You've got the nice light in here. You can show this off a little bit more now. I need to do Fallen Down here, because Fallen Down actually isn't in here at the moment. It will be though. Like, the Fallen Down area is so easy. I could probably get it done in a day. These leaves are actually from Mario Kart as well, which is amusing. But this is built on some like little concept art thing that I saw. I love the light in the ceiling there. We got Home Sweet Home there, if I remember rightly. It's either that or Welcome to the Ruins, on the sign in Ancient Hylian from Zelda. Again, I mentioned this in the update, but Ancient Hylian is a nice replacement for Monster Speak. Then in here, it's like, yeah, it's too dark, apparently. So it's like, okay, what do I do here? The funny thing is, it's gonna make me sound, every time I say stuff like that, it's gonna be like, making me sound passive aggressive when I'm really not. It's more the whole thing of it's just like, I'm listening to what people are saying and being like, oh, okay, let's work on that, you know. Mario Kart, wait, does the meme Mario and Undertale is in the same universe? The meme is that Mario Kart and Undertale are in the same universe. So the idea being that I wanted this area to be pretty dark, so it starts you off and has you like, wait, what? And then when we approach Toriel's, obviously the light coming from Toriel's makes hers look more appealing. But if it's a case of this area is not light enough, then maybe we just light up the interior though, just a tiny bit. Volumetrics off there. And then we go into here. The idea being that this room is the only one really at the moment that needs to be lit up, I think. Because personally outside is pretty nice. I actually like outside here. I think it's lit up pretty nicely at the beginning. Because what we're going to do is walk from... Oh crap, where is it? We're going to walk from falling down through like a little dark area and then out into here. And of course, because this area has light coming through the ceiling, that makes sense. In here though, it doesn't make sense to have it be lit up too bright. So, you gotta kind of make sure it's not too bad and that it makes sense. We do like 40 here, so it's got a massive range. See what that looks like without that light. Where's the... Ah, already causing a problem because it's too close to the roof there. What I need to do is have this in an area where it's not going to affect too much, but it does affect the look of the overall room. So if I have it where the mushroom is, problem then is this starts happening where it affects stuff, but because the radius and everything, it's just, there we go. Try 5 or 2 for the radius, or even 1. 2. 2 is probably better. And then I just need to bump that up to like 20. Like, it makes the room look a tiny bit brighter, yeah, I'll give it that, but it takes away all the shadows and stuff, which I don't actually like. Because the thing is, I do this stuff deliberately to highlight the shadows, because it gives you a sense of depth. Not having shadows on anything is a pain. Like here now, there's hardly any shadows being cast, which is a massive problem. Because like shadows give you all that depth, so if I turn that off, we get a little bit of that, but it's a little bit of an artistic choice of saying, well, like, how do I go ahead and do this then? Because I don't want it to be too bright, but I do want to be able to see what's in the scene. That's slightly brighter. And you can see it from outside. It's like it's brighter there. What I'll do is I'll make sure I got the hex code for that, and I'll keep the values here. I'll just like screenshot them real quick. Because the runes isn't actually one giant file to save on space. I made them into different files. So we then got the second part, the ruins. The second part is the door after Toriel does the previous puzzle with us. Why am I like locked in position here? Camera? Oh my god. My camera was like, yeah, I can't see you anymore, so at the moment I'm just like locked in place. This takes place after the bit that we just did with the first puzzle. So we then go in further in and we got this like nice little light door to show how dark it is. But then we got signs that, yeah, I'll admit we can't read. You know, we got a lot of like different things going on here, and I need to actually change the color of this water so it matches the other ones. Oh crap. So, yeah, I think we might actually have to brighten this up a tiny bit. I will admit that one's a bit rough. Again, if it's just slight lighting changes, I don't mind. Let's try this. We got point lights. We're gonna use the point lights to control everything. Need to put my music back on here. Right. So what we're going to do is take this point light now, wherever it is. No. And we're going to change the settings for it and then see what happens. So we do text value. That moment where I thought that was copied and pasted, but apparently not. So I'm now going to have to kind of guess what the value was. Grand. And then radius and custom distance. Custom distance was 40, radius was 2. And then what we can do is we can start dragging this around now and see roughly what it will affect. Oh, and I just realized I need to turn off animate as well. So that's not too bad. And duplicate linked though, we can actually see how it affects things as we go. I place it slightly to the side as well. What we end up getting is this neat effect. I can kind of camouflage it in with everything else. It does lighten up things just a little bit. Actually wondering whether I should do it from that side as well. The problem is if I do this, I get no shadows. Again, it's that whole thing where it's like, do you want shadows or not? Because the scene is going to be depthless, you know, without them. It's literally going to have no depth at all unless I start adding contact shadows to stuff. You got this, I believe in you. Thank you very much, Alvin. I hope you're enjoying so far, by the way. Like, I like showing off all these details now instead of having them be hidden. Like I was saying, the cool thing about keeping them hidden for a while was just that reaction that we got in the update where everyone was like, oh my god. The reaction of which I actually need to do my own sort of like breakdown to because it was nuts. Let's just put this here. I think the key point for this being it should be lit up enough that you can see the wall texture for the most part. Because like that might actually look darker on stream than it is for me here. I'm enjoying everything, Salvin. Thank you very much. If I drag that into the next room and put it like there. If I turn that off, let's see what's going on with that. Or we can just go make it a little bit more pink so it fits in with the rest of the environment. And then we can just... You can see it's subtle, but it works. And you can see it on the floor there. It's lighting up the floor and the walls, the roof, just a tiny bit more. It's like in the first area. Where is it? Oh, come on now. In the first area, this is what it looks like when we come out the door, so we got this. But then if we turn the first light off, that's what it looks like with it off. That's what it looks like with it on. I think I actually do like that lighting just a little bit more, but it has got to be subtle. For the most part, the atmosphere has to stay, which was built up by the other lights, which is, this place is pretty dark, what the heck, you know? Because the idea is that it gives the mushrooms that cool effect that they have, which is the glow. And also the idea that Toriel has glowing eyes when it's darker means that, you know, in areas like this, it makes sense to have her eyes glow more. Because it draws you to her, and in turn, it helps with her facial expressions. Definitely keeping her basement that dark that I had it in the video though. Second map here. Second map is, oh, I like this one. So the cool thing about this, I don't know whether people saw this in the video. I've shown it off a little bit in the past, but now I can show it off properly. Was when we press spacebar here, we can animate everything pretty much like when we did Hotland. And as you can see, if you look at the water's moving and looks all right, but also along the sides of the walls and on the roof and everything is a very subtle water effect that I'm going to have in Waterfall, and this is kind of like the test room for it. You can see the water's actually reflecting off the surface and like dancing on the roof here. The same with the edges, you can just about see it dancing on the edges of the room, which looks really nice. I absolutely love that. And the thing is, I think it does it, yeah, it does it on the sides here as well. The water looks nice. So it kind of gives you an idea of what Waterfall's going to be like as well. Like, we can see the effect underneath the water here, but I don't really show that off too much. But yeah, everywhere that has water has this water effect now, and it looks so nice. Which is why I was like, yeah, I'll try and make this area just a little bit dark to show off that effect a little bit more. But again, we got all this stuff. We got all the signs with all the moss and the mushrooms on. We got all the vines hanging off. The funny thing is, I told people for ages before the update, I was like, I'm really confident in the way that this looks at the moment. And it basically looks like Minecraft. You know, with all the blocks and the overgrown foliage. It was like, it just looks like Minecraft. And I don't think anybody took me seriously. They were like, what do you mean it looks like Minecraft? I was like, it reminds me of Minecraft. I've done so much with like the foliage and everything, just putting it everywhere to make it look realistic, you know. It's funny. There we go, we'll stop that for a moment. But yeah, as it's fun. I've been enjoying messing around with this so far and getting everything to look nice. We'll do these settings again and see where these lights are best suited now. Okay. So, there's a point light down here. I actually need it to be over here. What I've also done is put some atmospheric fog down, because atmospheric fog works for giving the scene a little bit of depth. It's just in really complicated scenes like New Home, it makes everything drop to a snail's pace when it comes to running it. So that's why New Home lags a lot more than anywhere else, primarily just because of how complicated New Home's geometry is. Like, you've seen how big it is, it's nuts. If I turn that off, though, does that make... it makes some subtle difference. Let's try... linked. Yeah, can I duplicate linked? Why is it not duplicating the light? Oh, there we go. I was like, excuse me? Is it not duplicating the light? But now it is. But yeah, it's actually cool being able to show this off now. Undertale when you turn on RTX. Dude, this is what I thought Undertale looked all the time. Like, you know, like not messing around. When my brain got really into Undertale, you know, just like chilling out and playing the game. This is honestly what I thought it looked like in my imagination. I was just like, oh my god, this looks so awesome. And I was like, I need to make this. But it's interesting because I've looked at like tons of concept art and everything else and tried to copy that to get the effect. So hopefully everyone will enjoy this when it's all done. Because like the coolest thing now is going to be doing all this, shooting the animation, and then like putting out the final render and seeing what that looks like. Ooh, come on here. If I put this down here like this, that makes sense. Light up these areas just a little bit better. See what this looks like if I put this here. Oh, come on here. Again, it's going to be interesting seeing how the characters are lit up when they move through the environment. You know. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so it lights up that wall slightly if I do it that way. And then if I turn that gizmo on and move it just a little bit, it lights up a bit more of that wall there. The interesting bit is going to be this next room. It's the idea being that this room was dark. Oh. Let's try and place this around and see what we get. If I put these on like either side here, roughly where the other lights are to kind of camouflage what's going on. How dark does this room look now? Not as dark as it did before, but it's okay, it's better. Thing is, I'm not so sure about this because you can see the roof more, and the roof is like really bad. Like if we go, boop, 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 you don't pay attention much to the roof when it's like that, and thus it's like, oh, it's no big deal, but when you're lighting up the scene like this, you can see the roof is just like a very simplistic rock texture like this. Really weird. And then we got the rest in here. And then we got the characters, of which they're not really lit up properly. Oh, that's going into the next bit. I need to actually put the save point in here again. I don't know why that isn't in here, but it's whatever. Anyway, I'm going to call it there for a little bit. I shall see you guys later on. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye!